Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucia and this is Lulu's Leaves. Today I have an exciting video for you guys. I'm going to be doing my first ever true repot with me. I swear to God, I've tried to film so many repot with me videos, but they never work out like I want them to. But I think I have finally figured out what's gonna make this work for me. So I've set up a table in front of me today. I have my plants already. I have a second camera set up, so you guys are going to get all of the angles. Also, I'm throwing myself under the bus. I am wearing sweatpants, so if you see that, that's why, because I am wearing sweatpants. Okay. I have 3 plants that I'm going to be repotting today. I am going to unfortunately have to take this guy out of its soil because I do want to add a moss pole, and I figure I may as well kind of disrupt it again one more time before it really starts establishing itself, to put that moss pole in, because it is inevitable. I will need a moss pole. This is a climbing plant and it's already a large plant, so it is going to need support. We'll talk about the moss pole that I'm going to be using too, because that's a big part of this video as well. I'm going to turn down these lights a little bit though. Hopefully me turning down those lights helps a little bit, but we shall see. Yeah, so I'm doing my Philodendron glorious, my Philodendron Squamiferum, because that's happening. And then I've decided that my Monstera Peru probably needs a moss pole as well, so we're going to put that one on a homemade moss pole, but yeah. Before we get started though, guys, if you aren't already subscribed, I would love it if you hit that button down below. And if you enjoy watching this video, if you could give it a thumbs up as well, that would really help out my channel. And if you're not already a member of this channel, you can become one and join an awesome community by hitting the join button, or you can click the link in my description. Let's get straight into this video. I was actually sent a super awesome moss pole to try out from Trofolia. These guys are fantastic. This is actually the extension that they sent me, which was very kind. But I'll show you their card here. The owner is Lindsay McKay, and they have an excellent selection of rare plants. It's an online website where you can shop for really cool plants. I believe they ship Canada-wide. That is their card there. She sent this really awesome card along with it, just saying, "Hi Lucia, enjoy your straight up moss pole." That's what it's called. I think that's hilarious. "We're excited to hear how your Philodendron glorious grows." I did tell her I was going to be putting the glorious on the moss pole. She's not a mind reader. Warmest regards, Lindsay at Trofolia. While I say she's not a mind reader, she is very smart. The design of, let's show you the moss pole. The design of this moss pole is honestly something like I've never seen before. It's very cool. They have an amazing base to keep this moss pole from tipping over, because I always have that trouble if I'm trying to put this in, let's say, a smaller pot, or even if the moss pole is just really tall, it needs some sort of support. So they've created this really awesome base, and this is actually an extension that can be put on the top of this guy as soon as my plant outgrows it. You can continue to add extensions as long as you'd like, honestly, which is such a cool thing, because typically you would have to switch out the moss poles, which can get a little bit complicated, and you are going to disrupt your plant. So by doing this, you don't disrupt your plant at all. You just have to take off the cap, which we'll talk about, push this guy on with some pressure, and it's all set, which is really cool. Another really awesome feature with this moss pole is the fact that you can water this moss pole without watering any of your substrate. So that is a big issue, because if we want to saturate our moss poles enough so that aerial roots want to dig into it, Typically we have to water it using a watering can, and then we can only do that when our plant needs water because it's inevitably going to get in the pot and we don't want to overwater our plants. So what they've designed is a system where you can water this moss pole through the top. There's a hole right there, and it tells you exactly how much water you have to put in there in order to saturate the entire moss pole. They also give you a funnel so that you can easily water the pole. So that is really, really awesome. They're really thinking. Before we move on to repotting this plant, I do just want to read through this sheet really quick. It says it has an anti-lean base for soil, leca, and sphagnum moss. Fast and simple watering system, no more misting. When adding water to the pole, it seeps into the moss without watering your growing media. Durable, high quality materials prevent mold and rot. Easy pole extensions are available, and it is made with 100% premium New Zealand sphagnum moss. So it is top quality sphagnum. Then it just tells you some watering instructions, which I kind of briefly went over, but if you decide to pick one of these up, which I will have the link for in the description, you will be sent this instruction sheet as well. Yeah, that's really, really awesome. I'm really excited to try this out. Thank you guys so much for sending me this. So I'll put the extension away for a rainy day, or the day where this guy outgrows this pole. I also have decided to go with these clear pots recently, which has been kind of fun. I really enjoy seeing the roots, and you really can see them in these clear pots. So yeah, I do really like these guys. I'm gonna put all of these plants back into clear pots. All right, I guess we can begin with the kind of unpotting situation here. I'm going to try to save as much of this soil as possible because I really do like the mix, and the mix is also relatively new, so I don't want to just throw it out. There's no point. I'm gonna lose a lot of the soil here. All right, I think this is a lost cause. That guy's just gonna sit in the garbage for a sec. All right, so I have my soil mixture here. This is just a lot of soil perlite, pumice, wood chips, a little bit of leca, honestly a little bit of everything. Look at this giant chunk. What the heck? So I'm gonna start filling up this pot a little bit. So I think I filled it enough, and now I'm gonna start putting the roots kind of around this guy. Sorry, plant. You're not meant for the garbage. You're too pretty for that. All right. So I'm kind of just going to try my best to wiggle these roots around the moss pole. It's gonna be nice and snug in this pot though, which is nice. I don't want it to be drowning in anything because these roots are new, and it's new to soil also. So that looks about good. I'm just gonna fill around the roots now, or around the pole too. I'm hoping I have the pole straight here. If it's not, I would just be holding it kind of funny because it does have a flat base, so it's going to stay relatively straight. I probably should have used a bigger pot, but I'm just scared of this plant getting root rot, and I really would rather it be a little bit squished than have too much soil and get root rot. But this is a very, very chunky mix, great for aeroids. I will be doing a dedicated video on my soil mixture, and I'm actually going to be interviewing a really awesome business owner in my local area, and he has a product called Bios. You can check it out if you'd like, but it is basically beneficial bacteria and nutrients for the soil, which is really, really cool. So I'm excited to talk to him more about that and give you guys some insight. All right, I'm just gonna put it into this green pot here. But there we have it. This is my straight up moss pole supporting my glorious. I'm super excited. I'm probably gonna tie it off camera, so this is as far as you'll see it. But I'm really, really excited to try this out, and I will update you guys as soon as I see some progress and I see some roots digging into this guy. So the next plant I'm going to repot is my Philodendron Squamiferum. So this guy's going to go in a slightly larger pot as well, and it's going to be a clear pot so I can see those roots. I know this is good soil, but I'm going to have to throw it out. It's just too hard to save the soil. So here's the root system. It definitely looks established enough to go into this next pot size up. So I'm going to start filling this guy. And then plop this one in there. Maybe that's too much. Yeah, so I know a lot of you guys have been asking lately kind of how I got into plants, and I know a lot of you guys don't really know why. I know that a lot of you guys also saw that I had fish in some of my previous videos. Had is past tense. I used to keep goldfish, but honestly, it was a lot of work. I did keep up with it, but it really it was a lot. They do take a lot of care if you want to keep them well and healthy. They are very delicate fish, so it wasn't an easy task. Anyways, a lot of them did end up passing away for random reasons. I did take really good care of them, but it was just kind of, I think they may have had some pre-existing health conditions or health issues, so that was that. But basically I did rehome my last goldfish because I just didn't want to deal with the stress of having another one pass away. That was a tangent. I wasn't even trying to talk about that. Anyways, I got into plants because I thought I would get some plants for my fish tank to help keep the nitrates down, because plants absorb the nitrates and maybe the ammonia too. I'm not sure, but I was planning on putting some pothos into the filter of my tank and just having it sit in there to absorb some of the bad stuff basically for the fish. Then I ended up getting some plants at the grocery store and I started researching them and I spiraled. So it really all started because I wanted some plants for my fish tank. And now we're here. I don't have a fish tank and I have almost 200 plants. Anyways, this is the Squami all potted up. I think it's going to be happy in here, and if it's not happy in here, I'll be able to tell because the roots are visible. But yeah, I really enjoy seeing the roots, and I think this is kind of an aesthetic in its own way. So that guy's done. Next up, we're going to do my Monstera Peru. I find that this dries out just a little bit too quickly in this pot, so I did want to move it into a plastic clear pot as well. I'm pretty happy with the root system on this guy. They do look like healthy roots, so, well, that doesn't look healthy. No, they are healthy roots. I think I just pulled a little bit too hard on that. But yeah, this guy is gonna go into a clear pot. Also, so you guys know, I do have some humidifier reviews coming up. I was sent some humidifiers, or I was sent a humidifier from Elec Homes, and I'm loving it. Just a spoiler alert. But I will be doing that review as a part of my winter, preparing for winter video, so look out for that. I'll also discuss other humidifiers, and by that time I might even have this second. No, I don't think so. I'm probably gonna film that this week. In a little while, I should have the second humidifier that they are sending, which is the newer model with the larger tank. So that's exciting. Oh, I was gonna put a moss pole in this. I still can. This is my homemade moss pole that looks like crap compared to the Trofolia one. But it'll do the trick. I don't know if I want this in here because it doesn't even like cover half of the, like a lot of this is showing. I think I'm gonna leave it for the winter without a pole. I don't know, I don't have any good poles right now for this one, so it's gonna have to live. I don't mind them binding, and I don't think that they get any like crazy large leaves if you put them on a pole. So yeah, like these leaves are already big enough for me, and I'm pretty sure that's about as big as they get. I could be completely wrong though. Maybe I've only seen juvenile forms of this, but I'm happy with the way that it looks. So even if it kind of just has to suffer a little bit over the winter, that's okay with me. That sounds kind of mean, but what are you gonna do? But yeah, I think that this looks really cute. Again, I really just wanted to move them over to the clear pots because I am digging it. Like, isn't that cool? You can see all of the soil amendments and the roots. I think we're done. The last thing that I will do for you guys though is put this guy, or attach this guy a little bit. So, when I attach plants to moss poles and I'm using this tape, I really like to put the tape around where there's a node so that that node is being pushed into the pole, because then that node is going to grow roots and eventually attach itself into the pole. That also makes propagating a lot easier when you do decide to, or if you do decide to, because you already have some aerial roots to begin with. I'm also going to loosely attach this leaf that doesn't have a node just so that it's standing up a little bit rather than flopping like that. But I just did that very loosely. So this is what we've got. This leaf is so pretty. I really hope that by repotting this, I didn't do any damage to the plant at all, because I'm obsessed with it, so I don't want to hurt it. I don't know where this guy's gonna go now though. That is a problem. Maybe behind me on this table. We'll see. All right guys, well that is going to be it for me. Thank you so much for sticking around for this repot with me. I'm sorry, I really suck at chatting while I'm repotting, so hopefully this wasn't too boring for you guys. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up down below, and if you want to see more content like this, you can hit that subscribe button as well. And if you'd like to join as a member to gain access to some awesome perks, you can do so by hitting the join button, or you can click the link that's in the top of my description. With that being said though, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!